thing. But when I tell you rocking and rolling, rocking and rolling, I was super excited for today. I was super excited. I was super excited. Let's see. Top messages, all messages. Now, we can have community moderation. It could be, we'll see. I'm trying to think if I should just move it to subscribers only. Welcome to the Graffiti Jungle. Parlo più lingue. That means I speak multiple languages in Italian. Benvenuti nella giungla dei graffiti. Questo è Impostore, Rockstar, podcast. Yeah. So, bro, today, you like I said, like sometimes there's some days where it's like, I'll be asleep right now. You know what I'm saying? But I was so excited, bro. I was so excited. Just can't hide it. All right. I know it doesn't look like, but if it look like it look like I need to go to sleep or need some rest, then yes, you know what I'm saying? Cause I saw E. I may have slept around 9, 10. I don't know. I woke up around like 12 something, bro. I said, forget it. Certain things close early on certain days. But I was like, I gotta get this done. So, and so I went in, and so I already had some that I wanted to make. I had already did some of the editing that I needed to make. So then it was just a process of, after editing, no, there was like 3 more that needed to be edited. And at that point, I was like, it's gonna edit when I get to the computer. You know what I'm saying? I ain't about to whatchamacallit. I ain't about to just sit here and play with this joint. Because sometimes, I don't be understanding that. So, but there's that, right? So as soon as I got in, I had to edit like 3. I had to edit 3 more. And then I went in, I made the shirts, but I was like, there was one that I forgot to like do. So I had to go, but in between that time, so I had mind you, this was a different type of session. Like, so sometimes, like the past few sessions, I'll sit there, I'll make the shirts, and then I'll be like, oh, I got like a lot of time, because you got to do it within an hour, right? I'm like, oh, I'm making good time, right? So this time, just because of how intentional I was about certain stuff, I was like, I actually used up most of my time. Like, I used more time than I usually did. But the other thing was, so these are things I was thinking about, when you look at, how things look. Now, on the mobile version of my website, I was looking at the collections. So at first, I only had 3 collections, but it showed the collections like as a row. And so I looked at how many collections I have, and then I was like, these next shirts, this one right here, I was like, we're gonna call this next collection the conversation starters. So I added another collection. There's only one collection that's not shown, but so I have 9 collections, but there's 8 that I'm showing. And so then I just went, and so I wanted to update the website as well. So at first it was 4 collections. I was like, well, if I'm just gonna show, if I don't have, because it could double stack it, but if you don't have, like, just for instance, if you say to show 4 in a row and you got 7 collections, then it's gonna have 4 and it's gonna have a 3, it's gonna have that blank. I didn't like that, right? So I was like, if I'm just gonna show, and then I looked at it as far as, what's up, I'm about to start talking about my merch. I'm about to start talking about the merch ideas and the new shirts we had today. So it went from, I liked it. I had to look at it and say, well, if I'm looking at because you can have it in a row. Like, you can have 3, you can have 4 or 5 collections being shown on the website. So at first it was 3, and then I had it 4, and then, but to double stack it, I was like, I'm not ready for that yet. And so today I went in and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do the 4 in a row. But then I went back, and then I'm like, I'm gonna add this new collection, but I don't want this collection to show. So I was like, it has stack 4, and it has 4. So it's a stack of 4 and a stack of 4 of just the collections. And because one of the collections I was kind of looking at, like, I got a couple baby clothes, and that's a collection. So I was like, the baby clothes is now shown. Like this, so we got a couple baby clothes. I might have to come back to the baby clothes. We got this, we got that. And so this last collection I just made is called Conversation Starters. And so some of the cool things was, we're gonna get into it. Let's get into it right now. That a good segue. And so I can't show you them all. Like literally. So when you go to the website and you look at it, you're like, oh yeah, some of this I can't show you, but I'm gonna show you what I can show you. Warby Parker, thank you for that. Warby Parker. They have really great prescription glasses, especially, and you can even use your insurance. When it first came out, it wasn't accepted, but now you can. And they have frames for like $95. Like you can get, like I have 5 pair of glasses. I have this like pink pair, I have this pair, I have 2 tortoise, and I have a gold pair. Yeah, I have 5 pair of glasses, and they all came from Warby Parker. And so if you don't have a strong prescription, then you can get the like prescription, the frame, the whole thing, the whole shebang for $95. But if you have a stronger prescription, it'll probably cost like $135. And the only thing that actually makes it go outside of the $95 and $135 is depending on like the frame. Like, so, you know, some frames, not all frames are created equally. So if you don't, so that was your first time talking to me, and I want this to be your last time talking to me. Like, yeah. And all you said was, is this AI? I don't have time to talk to dumb people. I don't want to waste my time with that. I put that on the shirt, actually. I put that on the shirt. So we gotta get into the merch right now. So I was looking at, so one of the videos that's going, you know what I'm saying, what we would consider viral right now, right? A lot of people are watching that video, and one of the things they're saying is, he's suffering from success. I like that. So I put that on a shirt. Suffering from success. You know what I'm saying? So I put that on the shirt, and that was literally, I was looking at comments, and I was like, I kind of like that. You know what I'm saying? So I put that on the shirt. Suffering, talking like Daffy Duck. Suffering from success. All right. On the back, it says, now, this is something else. Somebody was on the other live stream, and I like what they said. So I said, this is what they said, and I put that on the shirt. So the front of the shirt says, suffering from success. The back of the shirt says, money is what an employer gives you to give up on your dreams. Now, I forget what I called this shirt, but I talked about, and so you see, like, there's a logo there. And so, like, that was just another one of those things, like, oh, you make this shirt, but then, like, oh, got to put the logo on it, you know what I'm saying? So the front of the shirt says suffering from success. The back of the shirt says money is what an employer gives you to give up on your dreams. And so I think I titled it something like, I might have said some other stuff. So, like, the one thing I like about this was the fact that, because he says you got to add a description. And so it's like also me just adding just a little bit of extra thoughts and continuing a conversation. So it's like, you signed up for that job. Let's not complain about the job that you signed up for. So whatever wage or whether it's minimum or however, you agreed to work for that. How much does the life cost? How much does an hour of your life cost? I don't know, but you agreed to work for that. So you deserve whatever you deserve the day that you're gonna have. That you know what I'm saying? So when it comes down to that job, it's like, the job isn't so bad. It's the people working at the job that makes it insufferable. Whatever. Money is what an employer gives you to give up. Oh, I think this is called, you're paid to give up your dreams. And so that's the thing, right? You are getting paid to give up your dreams, and so you are agreeing to that. You're willing to take this pay. How much does somebody have to pay you to give up your dreams? And that's whatever you want to call that. So I put some of that into the discourse, and so it becomes like almost like a fashion blog as well. So it's like a digital fashion art museum, but this collection is called Conversation Starters, quotables. All right. So the next one, okay. This one says, you were my favorite mistake. Kind of eats, not gonna lie. You see what I'm saying? So the hat says, you were my favorite mistake. Now, the back of this, I saw this. I was scrolling on the wonderful world of Threads. If y'all not on Threads, y'all might want to get, you might want to get with the program. You know what I'm saying? You're not bigger than the program. I might put that on another shirt. So this one, it talks about this person who used GameStop as a bank, and it was like, so now the bottom comment says, I'm not sure to call you or is that brilliant? I'm not sure what to call it. But he was using GameStop as a bank. So if you're interested into like how he used GameStop, and it's dog dated, this is 2014. How is he using GameStop as a bank? He was trying to he was tired of these fees. They charge you an overdraft fee. I already ain't got the money. So how you gonna take more money if I ain't got the money and you charging an overdraft fee? So he was tired. So I think part of the lore of this story was the fact that he would buy, like pre-order the games, right? He would pre-order the games. That was the way. And so whenever it came to like he needed some money, he would like, all right, well, I don't actually want this game. And so he would go into the GameStop and like cancel it or whatever. And then like that's how he would get the money back. And he was like, also, nobody's really at GameStop. The line at the bank is too long, but ain't no line at GameStop no more. So he was like, I'm just going to GameStop. So that's how he was using GameStop as a bank. But you gotta read it. So I just to put that on the back of his shirt. But this one says, "You were my favorite mistake," on the hat. I kind of like that. Now, this shirt right here, this is one of those, you gotta say it. You know what I'm saying? Now I know y'all made the wrong people famous, right? Y'all made the wrong people. The Hawk Tour, spit on that thing. All right, look. So this one says, so we was on the live yesterday. Yeah, on the live this morning, actually. On the live this morning, I was like, well, ain't nothing free in this life except air and dirty water. And somebody was like, nah, they'll charge you for air. Air costs money. They got bottles of air in a can. So I was like, and so we had a whole discussion about that. So I was like, all right, you're not gonna disagree or go against, the dirty water. So it was like, ain't nothing in life free except air ain't nothing in life free except dirty water. Hot tour, spit on that thing. All right, I don't know. Pause if I need to say pause. I'm not sure if I can say that, but I just put it on the shirt. So the shirt can say it. I just thought it was funny. I just thought, because it was supposed to be like, ain't nothing life. Hold on, let's see, trucks and stuff going past. So it's supposed to be like, ain't nothing free in life except dirty water. Well, like that's how it's supposed to be, right? And it's supposed to be like, give this as if like, ain't nothing free in life except dirty water. Well, like that's what it's supposed to be. But then it was a reference to the Hawk Tour girl, right? So then the next one, so again, you got combos, you got combinations, you know what I'm saying? Two things, you know what I'm saying? Put this with that, I don't know. So here go the shirt. You were my favorite mistake. My snake. Oh, I missed my snake. All right. There's a snake in my boot. But so we got a hat that says you were my favorite mistake. And then there's a shirt that says you were my favorite mistake. Now, one of the things, I saw you on the last live. Thank you for coming back to this live, Leilana. Vera Montes. Some names, Spanish. Vera. Mera. Leilana. All right. So, oh no, did I go to another one? No, wrong one. You were my favorite mistake. Okay, you were my favorite mistake. Now, another thing I talked about this was on this one, again, so I kind of put it on the website, but it says, you were my favorite mistake. So I was like, does the past tense matter? Like, you were my, like, it's like those backward compliments that somebody gives you. Like what if somebody's like, you were my favorite mistake? Were? Well, who's your favorite mistake now? Type of thing. So, there's a trend. It ain't up here, but the trend was like, oh, this is my current girlfriend. Current? What you mean current girlfriend? What you mean current? That means somebody coming after me. That means this has a time. That means this is finite. This is not going on forever. If nothing lasts forever, what makes love different, baby? We came in this way, we're gonna go out separately. Come on now. Don't get with the program. You were my favorite mistake. I had to forget about you. But so yeah, this shirt says you were my favorite mistake. The next one, let's see. Now, the thing about this shirt, did I put the back of it up here? No. Okay, so the thing about this shirt, somebody was like, yo, now I saw it on the wonderful world of Threads. And it was like, don't waste your time with people who waste time. I was like, you know what? You're right. If you waste, and so I think I titled it, "You're not gonna waste my time and your time." Like, let's not do. Let's. It's. I'm. You can waste all the time in the world with your time. You can waste all your time, but you're not gonna waste my time. And then this is why it's so. What you call it? Like, if you are going to waste your time, and that's one of the commodities that you cannot get back, you have no business talking to me. If you even feel like you can, if you feel like you can waste time and your time, you have no business talking to me, because that is one of the commodities that has no value. So it is invaluable, which means you cannot get that joint back. But no. And so this says, don't waste your time with people who waste time. And I think the back part of it says, it just says the same thing, but it says don't waste time with people wasting time. Yeah. So mind you, all of these are made with the intention of somebody. These are conversation starters. Hey, can I read the front of your shirt? Don't waste your time with people who waste time. What's the back of your shirt say? Don't waste time with people wasting time. It says the same thing on the front and the back. No, it don't. It said it differently. But now what you doing? You wasting my time. Thank you for your assistance in this matter. So this that's why I thought it was funny. It might be a dad joke at this point, but I like this one. I like this one. So the front says, don't waste your time with people who waste time. The back says, don't waste your time with people wasting time. Which one are you? Okay. And now the other one on the live stream from this morning, somebody had a really good question, which followed up another response from another subscriber. Well, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm saying, but I like both of those, and it led to a discourse, and we don't talk about philosophy enough. And so this was this one. So this came from a conversation on the live stream. Whoa. This came from a conversation on the live stream this morning. So the question was, when will the power of love outweigh the love of power? So I used to teach math, and some people, they never really understood when to use this, the less than or the greater than, and math is read from left to right, just as English is read from left to right. And some people understood that Allie the alligator, she ate the bigger quantity, however you want to go about it. So anyway, when will power of love outweigh or be greater than the love of power? Somebody then responded and said, well, wouldn't the power of love need to be loved to be effective? And I said, damn. So I put that on the shirt. Now, the thing, and this is why I talk about, so on the website, it's also kind of making it a fashion blog as well. And it can go into like this philosophy and still having this discourse, whether they read it or not. And I'm going to make you, it's like talking to a wall. All right. So under that, this is what it says. So love and power discourse. So when will the power of love outweigh the love of power? Well, the response was, wouldn't the power of love need to be loved to be effective? Now, it was, somebody then came and said, well, this is a circular argument, and it's not. It was just the redundancy of the words being used. So I was like, well, let's change this. Let's say the want of love exceed the want of power. Well, when will that ever be? That's the question. When will the want of love exceed the want of power? So we can start to try to, like, the energy of this and that and the third, right? And then, so again, to come back to the response, that means the want of love would need to be wanted first. And there was a pun in all of this, because the way that it looks on the shirt, wouldn't the power of love is a sentence on its own, right? Well, it's not that it's a standalone, independent clauses. But the next part in the middle of the shirt, it says need to be loved to be effective. And it's separate from what comes before it. So if somebody was to see that first, it's almost as if saying, I need to be loved, and this is why it says here, there's another pun on the shirt, and if this wordplay, I'm a wordsmith, just playing with the words, it's another pun of saying, I need to be loved in order to be effective, and that's why it's separate from, and this is why it comes down to the intentionality of this line is separate from this line, and the reason why is because there's a wordplay and there's a meaning and a deeper part of that. Some people are really superficial, and they can't delve any type of deeper. You know what I'm saying? So it's even as a superficial thing, just looking at it on the surface, need to be loved to be effective. Like the rest of it could, that part could stand without the part before it. Need, the needing, the want to be, like, need to be loved in order to be effective as a human being, right? And so is that. Like, we see the people who are attention seekers and the people who do things just for attention. And that is a whole nother thing on shirt too. You know what I'm saying? So when will the power of love exceed the love of power? And it was really great that this response was, well, wouldn't the power of love need to be loved? Like, you would need to put some type of importance on love in order for that to ever be even to start to say like, oh yeah, if you ever want this to ever exceed power, then you're gonna have to place some type of importance on love. And it's discourse. It's a philosophy discourse. We don't talk about philosophy enough, and it's like, well, now we're gonna have to start to have this conversation. And now, and it's not about whether you agree or disagree. One sign of intelligence is being able to entertain the thought of an idea without accepting the idea. So it's like the fact that you can sit across a person, you can wear this shirt, and now it leads to this conversation. It's like we don't have to agree or disagree, but we're having this discourse, discussion around philosophy. And if power and love are what you would like to discuss, then so be it. But now it's a conversation started, and this is why these shirts are titled as "In Conversation Started," and it's for the intellectuals. It's for the intellectual artists. But the discourse is there. The discourse is there, and these were a couple of the shirts. You were my favorite mistake. These were the shirts that I could show you. All right, these were the shirts I could show you, and if you can see. Hey, well, whoop-de-doo. What that? Whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-doo. What that? What's up, man? So this is Miss Crow. Miss Crow just tapped in, tuned in. I looked at her art from whatchamacallit. We had a live stream around her art, and then I just had to give a response to her art. And she's back here again. I'm not sure if you watched that just yet, but I was just talking about the merch ideas for today, and this was a great time. So if you have or have not watched it, I know I sent you the link, but if you have or have not watched it, I had to write all that stuff down because I don't want to forget nothing. So make sure we address all parts. I really did truly enjoy. I needed every bit of your response earlier. I know it was okay being long-winded. It was very much needed. I sat there and read every word. So curious to see, well, what are you gonna do today? The same thing we do every day. Try to take over the world. Now that is a reference to Pinky and the Brain. That's a reference to Pinky and the Brain. Yeah. It was really good and I think it was really cool just the fact that Beksinski? Hey bro, those were like, hey bro, you find somebody who knows Beksinski, it's like flirting. You know Beksinski? Yeah, I know Beksinski. What you know about it? Honestly though, your take on verbiage was so right. Words is, yeah, because it's like, the tricking yourself, right? Because one of the things is also when you say things, right, and you sitting there and you hearing yourself say it. So I'm reading this book. I'm not sure. How can I say I'm reading if I stopped reading and I haven't read it in months, right? I read a couple pages out this one book from Jordan Peterson, who's another psychologist, but he talks about the positive something, but it's the fact that it's affirming whatever. So when you start to say, oh, this and that, it's like you kind of affirm it, and so that makes you less likely to do it. Art history. I should have took art. Should have studied art. I'm vulnerable at Xtnctn in college for an art history paper. Hey, bro, when you learn about Xtnctn, bro, that joint it's like the epitome, the true definition, bro. Like, but yeah, I forget how the one guy, talked about it. But if I talk in a circle and we eventually get to the point, it was the fact that like saying certain things will affirm it, and then now it's like, well, yeah, and then now it becomes true, and you never really whatchamacallit. But you be like, man, I gotta work on this. This is the area of group. I gotta work on this. I gotta, you know what I'm saying? I gotta work on perspective. I gotta work on environments. I gotta work on backgrounds. And you always keep saying that. Saying it that way makes it like, I gotta work on it. You keep hearing it, like, you gonna get tired of saying it, and you're like, all right, I got better at it. I did it. I tried it. And then it's just a process of getting better at it. So like you're affirming your growth. Whereas if you talk down on it in a sense of like saying, oh, I'm not good at this, and you just keep saying it, and you that doesn't encourage you to go work on it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe. It depends. But Xtnctn, I might even have to like go through. I'm not sure if there is a Instagram page. It's called Bex, BEKS .pl, and it like posts his work. I'm not sure if you also follow that one, but that one is and it's seeing it. And then if you ever watch the documentary on Xtnctn, you probably watch it too. But like the fact that it literally, like, when it comes down to being an artist, bro, it was like he had some of those like epitomizes like what art is, like not naming his pieces. He's like, I'm not naming this. I just painted it. And then the fans had to be like, well, he painted this in between this time and this time, so we're gonna call it this. His fans had to give his paintings names and stuff. Like he was like, I'm just creating. Honestly, opera. Yeah, those are the backward motivation. They said it's better to have a portfolio than to have a degree. Honestly, kind of eats. Hey, I mean, that degree, like, it's a piece of paper. As an artist, and especially working with the digital stuff, I gave myself a PhD in art, math, and chemistry all at the same time. I have a doctorate. Who made you a doctorate? I made myself. Why would I let somebody else give me that degree? I gave myself an art degree. You see what I'm saying? I could not let somebody else confirm and affirm my talents and abilities when it came to art. No, I gave my own degree. They said better. It's better to have it's better to have a portfolio. I'm not gonna argue this. Shit. When it come down to it, right? Would you rather be like, yeah, because you have your portfolio. So would you be like, yeah, look at all the art that I've made? Or would it be like, well, this degree says I can do art? I mean, it's stuff like that. But I'm pretty sure hearing certain stuff in the moment is like, what are you saying to me? Especially when being able to study art history and techniques on the internet now. Yeah, hey, yo, they're like that, that's literally a thing. And so there's this other guy, his name is Robson, I think. He has some pretty good, so what he does, he'll paint a picture and then he'll come back and go like this and just smear the picture. And so he has a decent style too. And it's better to, I'm forgetting how I was about to get whatchamacallit. Study art and history and technique. Oh, because he also said that he has a thought. He was like, I'm not coming at anybody else, but he was like, if I would have went to school for art, I probably wouldn't be an artist. And I was like, who am I to argue with you, your personal experience and how you feel and think about things? But I was like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because some people get into that space and it's like, It really was like, so because sometimes they say like when you turn your hobby into something that needs to be paid for, and it's like, oh, I'm doing this to get paid now, I'm not doing it just for the fun of it. And it was like those type of things, but it was like now, but I'm just like, well, forget the money aspect, I'm just doing this for the fun of it. And if it just happens the money come along with it, then so be it. We live. The artist is the one that learns to live with their dinosaur. But then like, and that's why that's the beauty in the what you call it now, is the fact that you like you can stumble on something and be like that I think that's also another true test of so you know what I used to teach. So one of the things with teaching was a student would have to master a certain skill or topic by a certain time, but let's say they don't master within that time period, but they master it later. And so with that, it's like with us studying different art techniques and history on our own online, we are making our own progress as fast or as slow as we want to or need to, and at the same time we get to just enjoy the process of learning all the way through. Like, yeah, I just learned to become an artist, and this is and you so you're like, yeah, I had to learn about this, and I learned about this, and then this it took me here, and then I didn't want to go down this path, and I decided to go here, and like it's that part of I got my art degree from YouTube. I really believe an art degree really only matters if you want to go into conservation. What does conservation mean? Like I know what conservation means as into like preserve and keep whatever, but what does that mean? And because sometimes there's jargon and certain things have a different meaning depending on the context. So what do you mean by conservation in that sense? Honest thoughts on Martin Luther. I'm not sure what were they alleged. What were the allegations against Martin Luther? Like if you want to go to restore, like if you want to restore and conserve very old paintings. Ooh. Now an art curator, like those are also other like, yeah, that's a whole nother, okay. So in that Netflix show, he works on books, and he can restore a book. Like he look at the spine of a book and do all that type of stuff. So like those that is actually kind of cool. It's like I need a degree for this. Yeah, you gotta learn how to take care of the paintings, right? This is sacred. This the Mona Lisa, bro. Okay. Restore, conserve very old paintings. I learn something new every day. I'm learning something again. I learned something new today. What does conservation mean? Well, under what context? Under art. If you want to restore and conserve very old paintings in museums, I didn't know. Conservation. All right. Preserve the art. You're in charge of the Mona Lisa. What? And then what's the one? Is the Sistine Chapel still up? I forget what it was, but it was something that was like historic that like failed. I'm not sure what failed. And it wasn't like within the last decade too, and it was like people were like, oh my goodness, I never got to see it. I never got to see it before this, that, and the third. And can you ever restore it back to what it was? Ooh, and you know what I saw the other day? It was the modernization of certain whatchamacallit, and just like how like the doors, right? It even just talked about a door of like a building just being like this so fancy and have all these carvings, and then the door now was just like all the architecture. You think Notre Dame? You are thinking Notre Dame. So it was a church. I could be totally wrong, because I saw the basilisk in Canada, in Montreal. I saw a cathedral in Montreal. I think it was called the Basilisk or the Basileum or something like that. But the basilisk. In saying certain words, Hey, bro. Hey, bro. I want the only one. I know I want the only one. Where the Harry Potter fans at? Uh, House Slytherin. Reporting in here. I know. Basilisk. I know for a fact, bro, that I wasn't the only one. Especially when the movie came out. Open the chamber and see. I know I wasn't the only one trying to talk like that, bro. And Hearthstone. And hard to say for us Americans. I was about to try to say that. It's a typo. Hearthstone? Like when we start looking at other languages and stuff, like, oh, that might be a word in this language. How you say that right there? Assalamu alaikum. Shalika shalom. It might be Arabic. I don't know if y'all ever heard the joke with the bus driver, and the bus driver be mad at the boy, but the bus driver has a stuttering problem. Did you feel offended when you first said? And he was like, "They talking like me, mom." I was just talking to my snakes. You get a pet snake for real? The snake is the prop. We talking with the college. With the college. Waste my youth on drugs. Hey, listen. You know that be the one part. That's why it's just a conversation. Yeah, you know, the point of life. That and rock and roll. Fill in the blanks. Fill in the blanks with what you may. The hard things in life. That and rock and roll. Propane and propane accessories. I need me a soft pillow. You know what? A math joke. 8008135. You know what that spells if you turn the calculator upside down? Hey, man. Hey, but sometimes you be like, it's just a matter of Hey, you know what Elon say? Micro dosage. Elon be like, yeah, it's just like a little micro dosage, just a little bit of that, and I'm good to talk to people. Bruh, you can be really creative under their influence of what? You know them other 3 letters? Let me see. Lima, Sierra, Delta. Lima, Sierra, Delta. What does that spell? Stay in school, kids. Hey, we gotta work on that one too. We gotta work on that one. Like the faces. Oh, you know, so the next shirt design was the list. The next design was the list. We're gonna put their faces on the back of the shirt. It's gonna be like, I have the files. And then the back of the shirt, here's the list. Oh man. But this is where you gotta get like, you wanna do it as a pun though. So you might get the AI to whatchamacallit. Has anybody asked ChatGPT that? Ask ChatGPT. My dad always says list instead of list. The T. It's like specific. That's hard to say. Specific. One is the ocean and one is very precise. Not the list. That's how I say. Sound it out. You knew what I meant. You knew exactly what I meant. Not the list. Release the list. Who on the list? you from? If I ain't know no better, I would have thought you was from the south side of Dakota. Made a grocery list. I got to-do lists. What's on your list? Well, what's on the life to-do list? Well, they said go to school. Went to school. Pay bills. I guess the only thing left to do is kick that bucket. That's the point of life, y'all. That's what they said, mate. This is just, it was only but so many things on the list. I done did it all. Are you thinking about, no. September is suicide prevention month. Awareness prevention. Don't, oh, they say don't. Hey, now, the point of life is to seek pain. They say pain is a great teacher. No. I'm saying, they say pain, that'll teach you something. Because that'll let you know you don't never want to feel that pain again. Are we going to put this on another shirt? We got a list of quotables. That could be that can be on another shirt. Seek pain. Think I'm like, what? What does this mean? Welcome to philosophy class. You asked for this? You asked for this conversation? I didn't ask for all this philosophy. Well, you got it. You got it. We're putting that on the next shirt. Another shirt gonna say, seek pain. What? Why? Conversation started. Now this is why this collection is called Conversation Starters. Seek pain, nothing else. Period. Seek pain. Huh? What? Why? You gonna learn something? You gonna learn something today. Pain gonna teach you that you don't never want to feel that again. It's a hard lesson learned. Bruh. Damn. Hold on. It's a hard lesson. Some lessons, the price, some experience is expensive. Some experience, boy, I'm writing this down, bro. Y'all gonna see, we got some new shirts. We're gonna make some new shirts on the mall. Seek pain. Boy, I'm gonna have to work on the font. Or do y'all like it in this font? How do y'all like this font? Seek pain. The price of knowledge. Price of knowledge. Because if you knew what I had to go through to know this, then you wouldn't, you feel me? The price of knowledge. The price of knowledge, and we also want to say experience is expensive. Expensive experience. Does the work with the which one comes first? The chicken or the egg? Welcome to philosophy class. These are philosophical shirts. Hey, bro, hold on. I gotta write all this down. Price of knowledge. Experience. Expensive. If you knew what I had to go through, if you knew what I knew, or if you went through what I went through, if you ever had to experience, then you would know, like, you don't want to have to experience this to know this information. Oh, that's expensive knowledge. Yeah, expensive knowledge. I gotta remember all this. Knowledge and info. Seek pain. This one. Knowledge is expensive. If you knew what I had to go through. I feel like I just said, chicken or the egg. Chicken or egg. We're gonna put that on the shirt. Which came first? Is water wet? That might be another one. So from now on, it's philosophy. The shirt is gonna say, water is wet. Somebody will be like, no, it's not. We can't have a conversation. We don't agree. We don't see eye to eye. I don't need to talk to you. I'm going to where the water is wet people. Where my water wet people at? But now with the seek pain as a shirt, now it's like that's when I'm gonna start to play with the fonts. It's easy for me to just keep just rocking and rolling. Now I don't have the this is the artist's touch, right? Seek pain. Like playing with the font on that, like the font matters. Yes, it does. Did you know King Von? Hold on. What am I supposed to do with this information? That might be another shirt. What am I supposed to do with this information? I got a shirt for that. What am I supposed to do? Info. Now, psychology, philosophy. A person, I'm just looking at the username here. Why would I'm trying to figure, why would I want that as a name? I'm trying to figure out, why would I ever want that as a name? What does that mean? Does it mean anything? And then to make we need to bring back the time. Oh, I had the Huey reference. But I need that Huey. I might put that Huey meme back up here. That made an astute observation. That's just not something I would say. You see how I read that? You see how I'm reading you right now? See how I read that? But I ain't say that. I ain't even want to say that. Pause. I don't even know what you're talking about. But it's like the fact that you would even want to talk about that. The fact that you would even want to say that. That was your first time talking to me. I want that to be your last time talking to me. Get the fuck off my channel. If you can make footwear, what type of shoe specifically? That's a good question. Welcome to now we're talking about fashion. That's what I'm talking about. Let's give it to fashion. Now, okay, don't mind the shoe right now. I really like this shoe. I really like the Yeezy 450, right? Concept shoes. Now, if I had to talk about some of the top tier like concepts, like with shoes, the Yeezy 450 and the foam runners, right? We know what the foam runner did because you know what the foam runner did, and you saw what the slides did, and you saw everybody else try to have their own version of that. So those was fire. Matter of fact, there's some unreleased Yeezys, right? I got a picture of those. Those is the shoes. Let me see if I can try to explain it to you. They almost look like boulders, right? That's the texture and the color, like, of the joint. But for me saying it, so like, they almost look like a boulder. So they like that space shoe type of thing. They had a cutout on the side, but I think that cutout on the side will let you see, like, like if you saw the Yeezy pod, okay, think of the Yeezy pod having like a boulder as like a outside covering almost. If I can go find this picture and put that whatchamacallit, because sometimes you talk about the style of this and that third. Like, I like the Yeezy 450. I like the Jordan 7s, or I think Jordan 6s and 7s are really like, I really like those designs. So Jordan 6, 7, Yeezy 450, foam runner. There's these other, I think in LA Chopper, he wear these one shoes, and they like some type of duck boots or something like that. In LA Chopper be wearing them. They some type of duck boot. I'll go find that picture, because I looked at their page and I was like, dang, bro, I like this boot. And they kind of bulky, but they cool. But they don't look like, them big red boots. They ain't that. They ain't not overall, but they actually kind of stylish, and those are kind of dope. So those are the things, is like wearing the shoe. The Yeezy 350 V2. So that's why I think like the 450 is like, it's taking the 350 sole. The 350 sole was too soft, and whatchamacallit. And so like, that's why I'm okay with the 450 having the harder sole. And it's also the fact that one of the things about the 350, the Yeezy 350 was uncomfortable. Like, if you ever walked around in the Yeezy 350 for an entire day, you understood that your foot was gonna be feeling some pain. As comfortable as the shoe might have seemed or be, like, if you stay in that shoe for a long period of time, especially like the front, if anybody who ran track or anything, like especially walking on the front of whatchamacallit, it has very slim sole towards the front. So the Yeezy 350 was actually kind of uncomfortable in that sense. Oh, and then also the fact that your foot, you couldn't run in the Yeezy 350 because your foot would slide around. And so that's another thing with the Yeezy pods, the same thing, your foot would slide. And so that's why I like the 450s, and the fact that it comes up on the side and your foot doesn't have that room to like move around and stuff. So I like that. So I really like the 450s. When it came down to a stylish boot, that's I was actually intrigued. I like so I wanted to get the Yeezy 500 tactical boots in black, but I like the fact that if you saw my tan ones, the khaki ones that I had, it was called sand, right? I had the Yeezy 500 sand. Now, as an artist, I spray painted one black, and I was like, oh, well, yeah, I don't think I wanted black. So I spray painted the other one red, and I started putting stripes and stuff on it. So it was the fact that I could take the Yeezys and like it was a blank canvas, and I could just whatever on it. So they were a stylish boot, and like those were pretty cool, and it had that militaristic look and feel to it. I just don't wear them as much right now, just because like they're pretty light. Like I've ran a mile in them, like literally, I've ran a mile in them, but I like the Yeezy 350s. I like the 500 tactical boots. Like I would get those again. I would still get those in sand, and I would get those in black. I would get those again. And like just off the top of my head, now I have another pair of shoes. It's a collaboration with Nike Supreme, and they're camo. So I was like, the reason I went for those now, it's like hindsight is 2020. When I look back, the shoe is even doper in silver. So one part of the shoe is like it's a knock on the shoe, but it's also like a cool part of the shoe, the fact that it's partly see-through. So it's camo, but then parts of and then it got that same like the little claws effect or whatever. It's see-through, but the downside of a shoe like that that's see-through is the fact that your feet get hot, sweat, you're gonna see the sweat on whatchamacallit, right? But the upside was when I seen somebody with the silver pair have red socks, I was like, oh wow. I was like, they're cooking. You know what I'm saying? And so, but that was like, the fact that it's see-through, get your sock game up. It's like now you can show off your socks. And so like, it's like you got certain socks on and they can kind of see through. And then that goes a little bit better, like whether you do or did not decide to really match your socks with the rest of your outfit. And it was like, bro, down to the socks. And you can see the socks through the shoe. You see, it's like, those are like the parts I was like, dang, I was like, that junk is fire. So it's like, just wear black and you good. But if you wear some other junk, somebody could be able to tell like, hey bro, your socks don't match. It's like, why you looking at my feet though? Why you studying me so hard? So when it comes like just off the top of my head, shoes. Now the one part would be like, well, if you had to make your own, it was stuff like that, you know. Now I don't know if y'all looked into Yeezy Season X, which X is 10 in Roman numerals. So Yeezy Season 10. And again, he went with that minimalistic look. And so some of those shoes were like one part, it really reminded me of the cartoon. Like if you see like the lady that you don't see her face like on Powerpuff Girls, but you just see her heels. It looked like that. But then at the same time, you're like, it's kind of fire, bro. Like those jumps was all right. So that's why I thought that was interesting. And so like when you go to look through my fashion art museum, which is on my website, right? When you walk through the Graffiti Jungle, right, you'll start to see like and so you play with that, like with the Yeezys, that minimalistic design. It's I'm glad I can look at this shoe and I know because I know it's Adidas and whatchamacallit, and it has that Yeezy marking on the inside, but it's subtle, you know. It wasn't so overt. Like every time you see a Nike shoe, you like, you know it's Nike, and so like there's good and bad to that, right? There's the good and the bad with the like, it's like you looking at it like, I know what that is. If whether they know me or the whatchamacallit, Blue Magic, I stand behind that. I guarantee it. Whether they know me or not, they know that this is what's coming behind it. You know what I'm saying? He said, so what, you want me to change the name of it? I don't care if you call, yes, I don't care if you call it blue dog shit. Just don't call it blue man. You gotta watch American Gangster, Denzel. So it's like playing with that in a little bit, and just, you know, finding that balance for where do you like to like put things. So like that's why I was like, there is one of okay, here's the logo, but it's just right there. It's not overt. It's not too much. I'm gonna call it. I don't think I'm showing one where it's like where I think, okay, so boom. Now, so when we was talking about this morning, I said, well, I did make one shirt has this, the other, and then it has, well, it has the question on the front: when would the power of love outweigh the love of power? And then on the back, it has, wouldn't the power of love need to be loved in order to be effective, right? So, but this is this shirt, right? So then on the back of this shirt, it has the big Project Extinction. It's like, yeah, just put it, let's mark this, you know what I'm saying? So it's those types of things, and playing with like the, you know, the minimalist vibe for it, and also just like, nah, it is the branding. You do got to work on your branding, and it has to be consistent. And it's like, so, and it is like, nah. And so one of the things about being an artist is, nah, like, I know where you got that shirt from. Like, you know what I'm saying? And when, like, that's a sign. It was like, it's like Banksy. Like, you see, there's graffiti here and there's graffiti there. But you're like, nah, that's a Banksy, bro. He don't got to put his name on it. That's a Banksy, bro. Like, Banksy did that. You know what I'm saying? And so it's those type of things. Having a style, a niche. I'm about to make a video on that so we can all, because I'm tired of the same old. That's like a YouTube joke. I don't know if y'all actually have ever seen that, of like, whatchamacallit, that was your first time. Don't come in here saying random stuff, bro. You're not about to spam this chat. You thought. Sit with your own energy. Don't put that in front of nobody else. I need you to sit, and you need to sit with that energy. I don't know what that's called. I don't want to understand that. Go sit in the corner. They don't put y'all on punishment enough. You need to be on punishment. You need to be locked in a room with nothing to do and no phone. Take somebody to take your cell phone. It's like, give me your phone. Give me your phone. But where was I going with all that? Oh, the minimalist vibe and the branding. Oh, and getting to that point of, you know, like with the V-Loan and even like that, right? It was like, nah, like somebody being to look at the shirt like, oh no, I know where you got that shirt from. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think one of a compliment that somebody gave me once before was, I used to paint on jean jackets, right? And so what was so cool was two people that I knew individually that didn't know each other. But my friend, she was like, she walked up to my bro and she was like, did what? I know who painted that. And he was like, nah, my man's. She's like, no. I know who painted your jacket. And she's like, did he paint that? And he was like, yeah, he did. And so, but they know me from two different, one knew me from high school and one knew me from college. So it was the fact that it was like getting to that point, I was like, nah, that was like a top tier compliment. It was like, yo, I saw your work, like, and I knew you painted it, and it didn't have to have the Instagram. It didn't have to have anything. It's like, nah, I know who painted that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I like about those that I painted. It was like reaching this point in this moment of just being like, the people who have jean jackets from me, they can be like, nah, like, I got one. Nah, I got one. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got me a jean jacket that was painted this and the third, boom. And even my last one, they could be like, no, I had the last jean jacket he painted. This was the last one right here. Like, yep, that was the last one I painted, y'all. That was the last one. They got the last one. And so, and no, that was cool. That was a decent time period. Painting on those, and getting back into it. But that's why it's like cool to get back into the stuff now. And this is why it's also like probably like I gotta get to my iPad, because I had a folder. Because I lost my other phone, but my iPad, I had this folder of like art that inspired me, and it's like starting to like pull from that. I need to be able to pull from that, so I gotta do that, bro. That'll be a thing to do. I'm gonna go get my iPad. Yeah, I get my iPad. I might as well get my iPad and my Switch. Get my iPad and my Switch. Now, I don't feel like I still gotta, in game, I gotta do the rest of Pokemon Scarlet, Violet. But it's like part of me needs to go back and play Scarlet because I actually didn't get a Tyranitar. No, I need to get Tyranitar. And the only other game I didn't play that I have is like Metroid. But I have started it twice already. I played Metroid once, and that was on one of my earlier live streams when I was first starting YouTube. I was playing Metroid, and then I got to a point where I was like, oh man, I forget the controls. So I was like, I gotta start over again. And now we're gonna have to do that again. But it's okay. It's just having fun with it. Just playing with it. You know what I'm saying? So, those things are pretty cool. Those things are pretty cool, man. But I think we're gonna do like a celebration, kinda, sorta, maybe. If it, celebrating the small wins along the way, type of thing. I can check, but this week, we crossed 10K, and then it was like getting towards 20, and I think it was at like 19 the last time I looked, and like I just crossed like 19, and so like I was kind of keeping track of the whatchamacallits, and so I'm riding the wave, so we might do that like relatively soon. Let me check where we are now. 19. All right. Oh yeah, so we just crossed 19. We just crossed 19. So we're like 1,000 away. We're like 1,000 away. So we can get that. We can do that. We've done that before. So I guess the only little thing apart about today was the fact that, well, I'm not sure how long I'm gonna be up, bro, because daggone it, I think I went to sleep for like 2-3 hours, but I was really excited to get these next few shirts done. And so, but now I'm even more excited. We got some more shirts that we need to get done and do. And so another part of it is figuring out what goes in the front, what goes in the back, if that, and which ones to kind of put together. Because that was another thing, like, oh, I'm putting this with this, and this is going to go in the front, this one's going to go in the back. And it's that not leaving it's no blank. We just got to fill in the blanks here. It's like, I don't like all this blank space. So like, I got to put something here, I got to put something there. These are at least, and it's just like, sitting down, playing with the fonts for these, figuring out, that part. And so we'll have some more tomorrow. I guarantee. We're going to have some more tomorrow. I'm just not how many sure. Because the other part about it is like, if it's not good for me to sit here and because that again gets me stressed. That'll get me stressed, and then I'll be sitting there like today I didn't even have that many to do, but I still forgot to use which one? You were my favorite mistake. This one. I had left, and I was like, oh, I forgot to use that one. Money is what an employer gives you to give up on your dreams. So I had to go back, add this shirt. And so one of it is like, and so like, that's why one part of it is like, sometimes I have like 50 images or more, like literally. And I'm like, yo, this is why, what's it say? I'm not sure if it's called propaganda. Propaganda I'm falling for. The fact that you can airdrop a picture to the MacBook, boy, I was like, airdrop. If I had to sit here and wait for emails, bro, I ain't got time, bro. I airdrop. I just be airdropping all the pictures. I'm like, airdrop. I airdrop all the pictures and then just drag them over and then start putting them on whatchamacallits, and just trying to figure out and going from there. Now the other thing behind this is the artistic also looking at certain things. So I wanted to make sure that one is legible. The font still does look cool. Now on the black, what's going to show up on the black, I noticed that the one with the flames was actually kind of cool. So, but that's just going to require a little more editing from on my end, and so it's going to take some time for me to like So, cause I'm sitting here looking at the Seek Pain, like that one, like even if I put it on the black one, like, and so all of these don't work, and it's like it's the extra added step of editing or whatever. So if you don't see it offered in another, like, cause my main colorways is the sand colorway and the faded black. If you don't see it offered in the other one, that means I probably just thought it looked best on this, and the other one's gonna probably take some more time. Or I just think like it looked good like this. You know what I'm saying? Boom. And so like I think I do gotta go back with the black ones on the other one, but it's like figuring out the fonts is gonna look well and play with that. Like, so some of the stuff, it says some stuff, you know, and it's kind of childish. So be it. But those, like, being in a white font, I was like, nah. Or it was okay to have it in a playful sense, but if I'm gonna have it, whatchamacallit, there's some other little editing things I would have to do. So some of these were quick, and sometimes it's like, okay, well, if it's gonna have to do this, and that's where it comes down to, just make it, get it done. I come back, do another redesign for another point, and just having that. So like some of them might be a little bit like kind of eats. It's tough. You know what I'm saying? So I got some stuff to work with already. So this gives me, and I like, and this is just being vulnerable. I like the space that I'm in now, right now, as far as like, you know, just things to handle and, you know, moderate, and, you know, with the content creation and everything, because it's like, these are like, these problems, you know what I'm saying? Like, these are like, this is the part that, there's just one more piece of like news I'm saying, you're just kind of sort of waiting for. And that can, like, it'll at least ease my mind for a couple of days or whatever. But other than that, it's just, you know, going through, moderating the comment section. Boom, it's doing that. It's you know, doing the designs for these, and it's like, all right, boom, I got these designs, I got to update for that. And then the other part was like, I got some shows I gotta watch. So the other part about me being up right now, the shows, I wrote down some shows I needed to watch, and so it's like trying to watch those shows and then come back up to talk about that, and then starting to throw those references and puns in that can just start to make some more designs, or, you know what I'm saying, just being able to talk about those and adding those to the conversation, and just being add a little bit of seasoning right there. Feel me? I need to watch Cowboy Bebop. That's what I'm about to watch. And then, you know what I'm saying, it needs to live up to the hype, because I keep hearing about it. So I need, you know what I'm saying, we gotta put some more people on it. Peak anime here. Other things, I want to watch Legend of Korra, because they keep the Legend of Korra, the clips I've been seeing, the clips from Legend of Korra seem like it seems a little bit more dark, but I'm like, I'm here for it. I'm all for that. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna love it. Yeah, you're gonna love it here. I need to put that on the shirt too. You're gonna love it here. What did I write there? Love it here. But when you're talking about, because and having those conversations, Pokemon, some people will try to say Pokemon is not anime. They'll try to say Dragon Ball Z is not anime. It's beyond me. And then they're gonna talk about Naruto. I'll be like, miss me with the bullshit. I don't know. I tried, but, you know, somebody will also say that Naruto has a lot of filler episodes. It's like, yeah, you gotta watch the one. I mean, but again, in the artistic standpoint, it was like, man, we just want to create this, and we just want to have this storyline, just put it out. And then there's like, all right, well, here's the storyline without the fluff. Like, that's how much they made. They made so many episodes that it was like, yeah, here's the storyline. Here's the storyline with the fluff and without the fluff. Saying Dragon Ball Pokemon, yeah, like that's blasphemous. And so, but it's also one of those when you got to be objective about certain things, or at least try to be. I'm Team Pokemon, but then it was the ones that there was like certain Pokemon designs look like a Digimon. I'm like, yeah, you're right. That don't like no Pokemon to me. Not what I grew up on. You know what I'm saying? But now, from what I've heard. When it comes down to like an anime as a show, they'll say that Digimon is more animaic, if we can say that. If you will allow me. No, you're not allowed to just make a word. I'm not sure. Animaniac. They'll say Digimon is more animaic than Pokemon. But there was like, when it comes down to a game and merch and this and the third, Pokemon got that. That's on lock. But when it comes down to like the animated show, it's like, yeah, there's like Digimon kind of which one I like. Me as a Pokemon fan is like, la 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 la, I cannot hear you. I'm refusing to hear anything about that. I wrote down Astro Boy, Mega Man. I think Mega Man deserves a shirt. I think so. Mega Man. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Who said it ain't? Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, with the Boondocks, you know, because they had that whatchamacallit, they got the Afro Samurai in there, but the animations and when you just sit there and look at it and the art of it, yeah, it definitely for sure is. It definitely for sure is anime. That is for sure. There's been a couple Uncle, goodness gracious, Uncle Ruckus references under that chicken bone barbecue video. Not chicken bone barbecue. What type of meat is dinosaur? Project Extinction. So there had been a couple Uncle Ruckus references in the comment, which I don't know if y'all seen them videos that was like, well, here's in real life. Some of them is like, some of them is like, yeah, I can get with this. Yeah, so I was the type, I grew up on Pokemon Red, Blue, Silver. I mean, Red, Blue, Yellow, Gold, Silver, Crystal, Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, and then the remake of Fire Red and Leaf Green and whatnot, right? And then after that, you put your toys down, you gotta grow up. So all those DS things, I know nothing. But I've heard Black and White was pretty good. But then, but yeah, look how they massacred my boy. I was thoroughly upset. I made a video about it. I do not rock with this Mega Dragonite. I do not rock with the Mega Dragonite, bro. But they also said, it's in the Pokemon games, if you're one of those type of people who click A on everything, you'll find out. They also talk about Pokemon having a multiverse. So it was also like certain stuff like certain stuff is not canon, and it is just for fan type whatchamacallit. Now, they have not remade Pokemon Emerald, and that might be that's gonna be count your days. Nantucket had a bucket, and as far as the money, Nantucket. The daughter name was Nan, and she took off with the bucket of money. And anyway, that was one of the things I was actually super excited for. Somebody, because we're getting to that point where fans can make the move, y'all. I got it. Matter of fact, I think I still got that. Hold on, I still got that one. I think I still got that one. I still got it, right? Where is it? Oh, I don't, bruh, no. Where? There you go, I got it. Oh, did I take it out? That's crazy. Move, y'all, I got it. The boy said, Gamma Emerald. He published that thing on PC. He said, I'll make Emerald myself. He remade the game. He said, you're not gonna do it? I'll do it. Fine, I'll take matters in my own hand. Yeah, that jump, and it'd be like some of those that you just can't whatchamacallit anymore, like Rayquaza, bruh. And it's like those legendaries that you just had to go to the top of Sky Tower, and you better save your game. Save your game, bro. We know it's like those are the gamers I know. Like, hey, save, bro. Like, and then you ever meet them people who be doing like the little gameplay walk. Hey, now it be those like the little battle techniques that you kind of sort of know. Somebody did it. Somebody, I forget what the heck and how they did it. I'm not sure if it was a one shot, but it was like their whatever Pokemon they had was at like level 5 or something like that. Whatever the move was, it had a focus band or something. So whenever the other Pokemon hit it, it automatically brought it down to 1 HP. But then the move that they used right after next did the same thing to the other whatchamacallit. It did do. It said I think whatever move it was, it either makes it match the HP or something. I forget, and it's one of them little weak moves. But it was like it might have been a Rattata. I posted a video about this. It's on my page somewhere. It was like it might have been like Rattata versus like some type of legendary. But whatever the move is, it was like a battle technique. It's like these little battle hacks, and it's like funny. It's cool. Gihareh fuse. I think they were trying to fuse Dragonite. Dragonite's design for Mega Giant. It looked weird in Dragonite. Oh, so I'm loving the Pokemon conversation right now. So one of the things was some people say, and they're not sure about this in the third, but when you look at Magikarp evolving into Gyarados, you see that there's a color switch, right? The other one was Dragon, and so, but bring that back to Dragonair evolving to Dragonite. Somebody also talked about, like, it could be swapped. Dragonair could evolve into Gyarados. And it kind of makes sense, like, as far as, like, color goes. Magikarp could evolve into, like, the Dragonite. And as far as color goes, right? You see how, like, Magikarp is, like, whatever that scarlet, orangish, reddish tint is, and then Dragonite has that light, you know what I'm saying? So, Magikarp use Splash. Highly effective. Does nothing. Nothing happened. Magikarp, the evolution line could have went to a Dragonite, and Dragonair could have went to a Gyarados. Now, the other part was, so with that, then when they're talking about that, it making sense was the fact that Dragonair has the wings here, and then doing that with the Dragonite, so that it could kind of make sense. It's too late for that, bruh. You could have those wings. You could have just made the wings on Dragonite bigger, and just made Dragonite. You made it what? You made a Black Charizard, bruh. I ain't like no, bro. Even if, bro, Dragonite is literally like, cause you talk about Charizard, you talk about Pikachu, and this and the third. It's a design worth putting some thought into, and that even if you sit there and look at it, it doesn't give like, oh man, they really, you know what I'm saying, put a lot of effort into this. You know what I'm saying? That's not it. And it's like, look how they massacred my boy. That's disrespectful. And this is my humble opinion. Opinions are like a-holes, everybody has one. It is literally disrespectful to me to do that to Dragonite. Pikachu, Charizard, Mew, Dragonite is up there. You seeing Dragonite in any type of whatchamacallit, bro. Any type of promo and this and the third. Any type of whatever it is. Some Pokemon get left behind. Dragonite's not one of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, Dragonite's the messenger. Hermes, you know, he was, at the Pokemon movie, he was the one delivering the messages. Like, the AI actually had better designs. There's just so many, you could have just gave him a staff or something. You could have gave him a staff with the little, there's so many things. Of all things. How did y'all look at this and agree with this? And this is why it was like, you will not. You gonna make the, and then you gonna make the price of the game go up. And then, cause it was like, this is how the game supposed to be played anyway. You charging me to, they dropped the Switch 2. What does it do differently? It makes your Switch 1 games play how they're supposed to be played. Bitch. awesome, but the fact that they don't want anyone to play old games is crazy. They legit want you to. Whoa, that's not happening. That's not happening. Hey, a bullshit. A bullshit. Hey, if I ever, that's like literally, that's like one of my goals in life. One of my goals in life is to go back and play those again and get a link cable and trade back and forth between myself so I can figure out, you know what I'm saying? And then go to one of those, watch those videos. God, YouTube will teach me. Go to one of those videos like, is this true? How to really catch a Mew, how you had to battle this person, go talk to this person, save the game here, walk up around and whatchamacallit. Don't let this person, before this person talks to you, you have to press start and then teleport back to the Poke Center, and then go when you walk back up, the Mew's gonna randomly appear. I need to back check that for myself. I need somebody to figure this out. I'm like, I was today years old. I caught a level 5 Mew. Yeah, like, look, the wings bigger and Dragonite a bit slimmer. If not, wings on the wrist and feet instead of head. Bro, there were so many things. You know, we just talking about it. Yeah, that sounds way better than what we got. Who work? Pokemon, but Pokemon one of them companies where it ain't a lot of people there, and so. This was one of them times and moments. This was one of them times and moments where it was, y'all want a mega evolution? Let it be a fan. All the fans can vote on it. I promise you. One of the things that people discounted was the power of Wikipedia, right? They was like, Wikipedia is such a terrible idea. The fact that people can go into Wikipedia and edit this, but what they did not take account for was the fact of people's need to be right. That is leaving the Pokemon game, whatchamacallit, and it's like, all right, y'all, we're gonna let y'all vote on the Mega Evolution for Dragonite. It's just gonna be the fan favorites, whatever y'all want. You think we was gonna mess that up? This is the most important decision of our lives. Easy part. That's why they got copy. They probably. Yeah, that's why. The AI slop that I saw didn't give that. But you know what? They probably was like, yeah, they never see this one coming. You know, cause it was when we had the now some things is like. Well, you hear the responses from the community, and it was a lot how there were so many bipedal, meaning like the Pokemon standing on 2 legs, and you know, just like you kind of expect this evolution. And so when they did that with in the recent one, but we're going for the fire starter. You decide to experiment with the fire starter? You decide to drop a fire ghost crocodile? Oh, bullshit. That might be another reason why I stopped playing Scarlet, because I was like, I had chose the fire type, and then I was like, oh, this was going to evolve into? Oh, no, man, just give me the Donald Duck. Give me Quaxel. Just give me the Quaxel, man. I'm gonna rock out. I ain't never choosing the grass. You could have. Well, see, now's the thing. When they had a bipedal, oh no, you did have the that one John. I forget his Jane. He do like this. I do got which one. It's just, what's that? What I forget his Skeptile. That's all I was about to say. But bruh, I don't know. And that one came out to be grass and psychic. Now you know what? The one junk though. There was this one game that I think somebody that made, and it was like, you're a gym leader. That was a cool concept game. But you know what? Hey, do you know? Like, oh, they done fucked the game up with this one. When you can pick a dragon as your starter. Oh, they done. I'm Lance the Dragon Champion. The only way they could whatchamacallit with that though, it was, oh, and then Oh, and then, oh, bruh, man, don't get me started, bruh. On the ferries, on the ferry. I'm not talking about Little Red Riding Hood and riding across the periwinkle, the Perry the Platypus, and how you get across the boat on a ferry and Make-A-Wish, Dreamcast, Sega Genesis. I'm saying the ferry types, nigga. I was like, bro, just imagine my shock in 2025 playing Scotland, and I was like, I know nothing about fairy types, and I'm like, oh yeah, I done got my, and then to get hit by a move, and you don't know what type of move it is, and then like, super effective. Whoa, bro, it hurt my little heart. I was like, when, who? I was like, why is it super effective? Why is it super effective? What is going on? And then it was like, it's a fairy type. Who is the fairy types? When does the fairy ever slay a dragon? What is going on? Why does this make sense? What is going on? Bro, my flabber was gasted. A fairy? Bitch, you got normal types. bro, I ain't know what. I don't, to this day. What is Fairy weak against? They just tried to nuke the dragons, bro. I won't fucking with it, bro. It's not supposed to be this way. Why did it be this way? Keep the dragons at the top of the food chain. It's how it's supposed to be. I have a fan submission. Let the community vote on a few options they like. Yeah, that's all they had to do, bro. If they got tired of making designs, they literally could have left it up to us. You think we would have literally voted the right way? There is no way that there would have been a design that was like, oh nah, like there's like it's you know how some people do stuff like jokingly and they jokingly vote. They're like, yeah, I'm just gonna vote for this, and we're all gonna and then like, oh y'all really gonna do this? Jokingly, people would have still made the right decision. Then we would have not messed this up. Yeah, that joint is wild, bro. Even just the concept of like, cause you know, like certain parts of the Pokemon stuff at least makes sense. I don't know what the fairies are even weak against. I don't even like to sit there and think. I'm a grown man talking about. Yes, I don't understand. It makes sense that fire is weak against water. Like the psychics, literally making fairies don't make sense, bro. Cause how you distinguish between a psychic and a fairy? And this is why they had to go back and update other ones. Like I think God of War had to get its type updated and whatnot. And it was like, no. It was just a psychic type. Now it's this and this. And then you don't be liking all them doubles. You won't be liking doubles, bro, because now it's like, now you weak against this, and this? No, man. Just make it one type. Still and normal. Yeah, I ain't gonna quote you on that. The still what kind of whatchamacallit though. Cause who else? And it still just has that. It's just still can't whatchamacallit. Is there a still dragon? I ain't seen a Steelix in action in a long time, bro. Steelix. Back in the day, Steelix and Scizor couldn't tell me nothing. They was like, yeah, you know, my Growlithe is just gonna knock you out. You can have a Scizor and a Steelix if you want to. Hey, but I'll be honest, I'm the type of Pokemon trainer, I'm just going to battle with my favorites. I'm not going for tactics or none of this. I'm like, I just like this Pokemon. And so I just trying to give it the best set of moves I can give it. But I'm only going to use my favorites. And if the move don't look cool, I don't want to use this move. Hey, what's that one? What's the new move? That, Lucario knows it. And, that fighting fire monkey, he know it too. Infernate. That little, and a lot of people can learn it though. It's a fighting type move. Max Comp. That move be fucking niggas up. I like that move. I like that move. Still, cause fairy don't like iron and metal. What? I think fairies weak against still because folklores, fairies are weak to iron. But I thought that's vampire. and weak to poison. Close combat is what I'm talking about. I haven't seen that move. I haven't seen no Godfist. That's so crazy. And then it's like, every once in a while, all right, fairy being a weak against the poison kind of goes along. It goes along with the scheme of the psychics being whatchamacallit too. But it's just like, bro, there was no point in making the fairies, bro. I'm not sure if that really lines up with the lore, but I'm not sure of fairy lore. I feel like vampires were supposed to be ones you drop a stake through their chest, right? But every once in a while, you get hit with one of them moves, and then it was like instant one hit KO. You be like, holy shit, goddamn, that shit hit, that shit just landed, bro. When you get hit with one of those, bro, in battle, it's diabolical. It landed. It had a 20% chance of landing, and this was that. And it was that 20% chance of landing, and it only get one, and you only get 5 of it. Like, nah, I got a PP up. Pause if I gotta say that. But it has a 20% chance of landing, and it landed. This is that 20%, bro. You're like, dang. Fairies for inclusion for the girly pops, but that's a guess. And see, but I'm totally okay with doing like what's the other one? You had megas, and there's something else, but it was on Sword and Shield, and I never played Sword and Shield. And putting that on Sword and Shield, and like basically I'm trying to say, I'm okay with doing whatchamacallit, but it's not canon. You see what I'm saying? You don't put that in the main line, in the main whatchamacallit. If you put that on one of them fun games, fine. Like, the one game I couldn't play, and because like you kind of understood them tired of doing remakes, but it's like, I don't care. Keep making the remake and make it how I want you to remake it, right? It was, what's the Eevee and Pikachu? Let's go Eevee, let's go Pikachu. I couldn't play it. I was like, dang, bro, I can't play this, right? But do that there. Put the fairy, put all that fun in that type. You made that game to be fun and this and the third. Put that there. You know what I'm saying? But don't make that mainstream. That's just my opinion on things. And shoot, it'll get to that point. The boy he already did the Gimmer Emerald. He already got it started. It's just but somebody like, all right, y'all, I'm just gonna make these games or remake these games. Because as an OG player, there like it's just certain concepts, even with the open world, and like there's a balance to all of this. Like, and like I get it. It was Animal Crossing having the effect of just being able to open up a game, play it for this instance of like, yeah, I don't care what I do. I'm just gonna have a picnic with my Pokemon. Like it was those type, and so like that's what they're trying to introduce with some of those games, having a picnic with your Pokemon and taking pictures with them. I was like, yeah, you wasting buttons and controls for all of this. I ain't got time, bro. I came to battle and catch. But that was one of the beauty in Arceus. And I don't think it's a wild take. I think Arceus is the best Pokemon game, even still. It's the graphics on Arceus, mind you, the fact that the graphics run well on the Switch, and you don't have to play it on the Switch to clean up the graphics and whatnot. Great, fun. You know what I'm saying? The graphics still there. Even the like, I'm gonna have to post this. Because it made you proud to like sit there and like it focused just on the act of catching. It was beautiful, bro. Like you had to lock that jank down to a science, bro. I think one of my proudest moments, bro, was catching it was a Togetic. No, not Togetic. Togepi? What's the one before? Does Togepi have a baby form? It was catching one of the little baby Pokemon. But I threw the smoke screen first. So I'm crouching. I'm going through the smoke screen, right? And then after I get to the smoke screen, I clobbered that mother. I said, whoosh. I smacked that thing, said, oh! I said, lay down. Threw the Pokeball, caught that. Hey, bro, I was so proud, bro. It was just the fact that I had to do all of that. I was like, yeah, bro. It was like Call of Duty meets Pokemon. I was like, got your business. Hey, bro. Oh my goodness. That was a proud moment, bro. I was so proud of that moment. It was that little baby Pokemon. Because if you just walk up on it, you're going to scare it. If you just walk up on it, you're going to scare it. So I was like, smoke screen. I was going through the smoking shit. Oh, there it is. Smack up. I forget what you got to throw it at it. That thing said, oh. That thing laid out. Got him. The joy. And then the other one was, it was, because, like the retro Pokemon games, bro, you got to think about playing the game. Oh, I'm loving this conversation, bro. You got to think about playing the game with no handbook. Then, if you know, playing the old retro Pokemon games with no handbook, bro, there's no to tell you there's an item over here. There's an item over here. Bro, mind you, going through a cave and all you see is yourself and the rest of the screen is black and you be like, holy shit, I'm gonna get through this. So it was that, not having a Pokemon to no flash. Then also having to have a Pokemon to just say, listen, bro, I'm gonna need you to learn Flash, Surf, Rock Smash, and Strength. Because you got to push these boulders, you got to smash these rocks, you got to surf across this water, and I can't see in this cave. So I need you to learn Flash. And it was like, because I don't want to waste these moves. This Pokemon can only learn 4 moves. I don't want to waste one of my 4 moves on the HM that I'm barely going to use. Bro, walking through a cave in Pokemon and you didn't have no game book. Bro, and finding a Lapras floating in the water, finding Lugia floating in the water. Bro, get to the back of the cave and it's a Mewtwo right here. Go to the other side of the cave and then just press A. ... Nigga, get throwing hands. There's no conversation. You meet Reddit. You can't. The Reddit, they don't make the games like they used to, bruh. Bruh used to walk to the back of the cave. You would see Red, or is it Ash? Is his name Red or is it Ash? I don't know. There's a difference. There's one's in the anime, one's in the cartoon. It's the same person, but they mean the same thing. I don't know, man. It's stuff like that. But Red don't do no talking. Red just get the throwing hands, bruh. You press A. ... That nigga throw out an Espeon. Oh shit, nigga got the Espeon. Throw out a Snorlax. Throw out a Charizard. Yeah, he got Venusaur and Blastoise. You know what the nigga coming with? Bro, shit was legendary, man. Probably just won a fastball in one shot, but there were no cameras around, so nobody's gonna believe you. Bro. Bro, all of those, bro. Like you throwing so that's a fastball at a Mewtwo. It's legendary. You like, and be like, oh, that shit worked. It worked. It caught. And bro, cause it's like, do you hold down A? Do you hold down B? Do you hold down A and B when the Pokeball moving? You like, bro, you can never have that moment back, bro. And then mind you, if you had the batteries, don't let your battery be low. Mind you, what if your battery go out and you ain't save your game? These kids these days, they don't know nothing. They don't even know how to put a battery in the Game Boy. You don't know what that's like to not know which battery got power in it, and then take the batteries out and switch to 2 batteries. Shit, goddamn. Gotta save my game. No flash is crazy. I did the same at one point. It took a while to get through. And then, so it's always those like, we had to grind it out, bro. You know how many Rattatas I had to face? You know how many Zubats I had to pop up? What? Nigga, what? You know how much experience I got off a Zubat and a Rattata? I had to level up before I went into their gym badge. The first gem was a rock type. And knowing goodness well you had the first gem is Brock. I'm like, oh shit, we gotta face Brock. Cause you gotta go catch a grass type, level that bitch up, but you don't even care about the grass type. You just trying to get through this badge. Or you can't even catch no water types in the beginning. Unless you had a water type. And it was going through the game and then figuring out like, all right, y'all water types, y'all had it in the beginning. You had me in the first half, not gonna lie. Back half of the game, took over. Memory unlocked. I'm not even sure, to this day, I'm not even sure if that really actually worked. Where's the science behind that? Did anybody actually ever, that's a YouTube video that should have been made already. Like, has anybody ever like, yeah, just for the nostalgia of it, I just want to see if like, I've used these batteries till they were dead, put them in the freezer. Bro, I'm like, to this day, I'm not sure if that actually works. But as a kid, you had me fooled. I was trying anything. That Game Boy Advance SP, plug that bitch up and still let your battery go out. He's like, now you can charge it and you still let the battery go out? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Press that button and then you can make the screen brighter. Oh yeah. Isn't it funny nowadays we like, make it black. I don't need all, make my screen black. What are we doing? I need the dark thing. Oh, it's nighttime, cut the light screen. Hey bro. Then you know, like, see y'all youngsters too old, y'all too young for this. You're not gonna know about the top part for the Game Boy adapter. They actually had a little thing where you could plug it into the adapter, and there's this little squiggly light that you could squiggle over top of your whatchamacallit, and it was a light. You had to plug into your Game Boy a light so that you could play your Game Boy in the dark. Bruh. I would just for the nostalgia of it all. Just for 2 seconds. I'm not even gonna play this that long. I'm gonna get back on my Switch. You're like, hell, I'm not gonna play my Switch. I ain't about to play this shit. It worked half the time. It comes about making parts freezer thicker. Half the time it worked, half the time it didn't. I guarantee the street lamps was too poor for the plug-in light. The only thing is you gotta come in when the street lights come on. Damn! You seen them street lights, bring your in the house. Dang. It's hot outside, mama. Ain't nobody coming outside till the sun go down. Bro, y'all don't know, man. Y'all don't know, bro. Glad those days are over us. We don't gotta deal with that no more. Thank goodness. Now we just gotta make sure we can find an outlet, gotta plug it up. And but that right there, that be the pro and the con for battery powered and not, right? Shit, this shit needs an external battery. We need an external battery pack. When there's no outlets around and you can't plug it up. Plug it in. Bro, there's no outlets around. You can't plug it up. You better hope you got some batteries, bitch. Pros and cons. Weighs out the pros and the cons. Oh, I heard they got a new iPhone coming out and it's thinner. And when they're like, you ain't gotta make it thin. Yeah, and you know what? I'm actually kind of like, I don't know what y'all are doing at Apple, but I don't care. It don't need to be thin. First of all, I don't need it to fall and then just snap in half like a piece of glass. First of all, you know, back in the day, you could drop your phone, didn't care about it. Them old Android and Nokia things made of plastic, durable. I tell you. Try to make it thinner, first of all. And then, I don't care. Make it thicker. You know what I just really want you to do? Make the shit flat. Why the fuck is the camera still sticking out in the back? Just make the whole goddamn iPhone the same goddamn fucking size. And put whatever battery you got to put in that bitch so that it will last longer. Why? What are you doing? What are you doing? That was literally a jump, bro. Like, I'm sitting here looking at the new iPhone design, bro, and it's like, why are you doing that? Why are you making a phone and the camera protrudes? I can't lay my phone flat on the table. I'm totally fine with you making whatever size battery you need to put in there, because if it's a bigger battery, it should last longer. Whatever chip and CPU you got put on it, if that gives you more space to put a more CPU and it can have a higher processing power, do that. But make the phone just flat. Just make the front and the back flat. Why is the camera sticking out? I don't need that. I do not care. People are playing the Switch. You know what I'm saying? We do not care about how thick the phone is, bro. We don't want a thinner phone. They go from phones was getting thinner, phones was getting bigger, now they're getting smaller, now they're getting, I don't know what they want to do, bro. Bring back the home button. Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the people want. Did y'all test this out? Who did y'all have test this out? Was y'all on Family Feud? Who's the 100 people y'all used and tested the design products on, man? Y'all need to get to the streets. I'm a street pharmacist. Y'all need to get into the streets and have people test this thing. But then, if you go to the streets and people testing, like, all they're going to do is want to take a picture. Oh, it looks so clear. Did you try running an app? Don't nobody care about that. Does it work? Does it have... All I need to know if Instagram and YouTube work. Hey, bro, at this point, do y'all have a lot of apps or have a little bit of apps? There's an app for that. Like, how many apps y'all got, bro? I just be cycling from this one to the next. Go and come right back to this one. Which app is winning? Who got the best app right about now? Who got the best app right about now? Dude, we don't need another social media, bro. What's the difference between this one and that one? Shit. Yeah. My stomach touching my back. Which one's hungrier? Hungry as a dog? Or my stomach is touching my back? If your back touching your stomach, or hungry as a dog? Or what's another saying? Y'all got any other sayings? Which one's hungrier? That might be another shirt. Put that on the shirt. Y'all want a big back shirt? I can make a big back shirt. I'm gonna put the next shirt. We can make a big back shirt too. Ain't nothing free in life except dirty water. Hot too. We just spit. Hold on. Stomach touching my back. Hungry as a dog. I could put a dog on the front and put a stomach on the back. I don't understand your shirt. Okay, great. Thanks for asking. I was meaning to explain somebody what the shirt meant. Okay, it's just an idea. It's a concept. We can flesh it out later. We can talk about it again. Hold on. Hungry, dog, stomach, back. I'm gonna make that into a shirt. And the shirt could just say hungry, dog, stomach, back. It could have those words up there. What does your shirt mean? Thanks for asking. Welcome to philosophy class. It's a riddle. We got riddles on shirts and stuff. Kind of, sort of, maybe. Depends on. It's in the eyes of the beholder. And this person can't see. I can't see too well. I got 4 eyes and still can't see. All the better see you with, my dear. Yeah, okay, I forgot. I had another one. Never hear the back expression before. Hey, this is a new. You learn something new. Okay, now if we're gonna make a big back shirt, all right, it's fashion class now. Let's talking fashion design here. How are we gonna not divine, but everything works in divine timing, and you working on the perfect timing. There's no perfect timing. Timing waiting for you. That's not a bad idea. We got to flesh this out a little more, but that's not a bad idea. We just need to figure out the imagery, or we can just use words. It might just say, Mega Dragonite is a... Because that's how I feel about it. That's how I feel about it. And that could be the next part. That's just how I feel. Hey, bro. Pause. Right? But, like... Hold on. If you call somebody that, right? Oh, no. My phone is on 1%. Holy shit, Cal. My phone's on 1%, y'all. Holy shit. My screen started moving slow. Time flies when you're having fun. Hey, but see, right? I got a battery pack. Sheesh. Are we back on live? Are we back live? Are we back? When you have it, say I have it. Are we back? Are we there? Are you there yet? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Bro, see? These are rookie mistakes. He lives. These are rookie mistakes, bro. My phone was at 1%. Bro, see, this is why... That's another shirt right there. That's another shirt. We got so many shirts to make. I'm like, the iPhone needs a... The iPhone, because the iPad has a 5% warning. We need a 5% warning. We need a 5% warning. 10% don't put enough... 10% don't scare me enough. If you're a content creator, 10% is emergency, mayday, mayday. We need a 5% warning. Bro. Okay. Do you hear me? Bruh. Why does all the other percentages, when your phone be at, you be chilling at 199, 97, 92%, 67, 20, 15, 10, 1. Whoa. I was just at... Bro. All percentages are not created equally, bro. Because you be like, oh, this percentage right here was lasting. This percentage be gone. That 1% was a bye. That was your phone saying bye, bro. That's literally what just happened, bro. I put the little charger up there, it started charging. As soon as I took that battery pack back off, it said, vroom. I said, oh, gotcha. You had that much percentage. Okay. We're gonna let the words do whatchamacallit. We're gonna bash Mega Dragonite. All right. We're gonna bash Mega Dragonite. That's whatever. It's a slur. Hey, bro. Mega Dragonite is a slur. Hey, bro. That would be a whatchamacallit, bro. Like, if somebody look at you, like, you know what you make me feel like? You make me feel like when I first saw a Mega Dragonite. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? It's a feeling. It's kind of hard to describe the feeling. I gotta put that. I gotta find that. Look how they massacred my boy. I gotta put that one. Bro, y'all, please, whatchamacallit, bro. I gotta get that Scott. That's a Godfather meme, so I gotta do that one, bro. I gotta do that one. That's what that shirt gonna say. Look how they massacred my boy. Underneath that Mega Dragonite is a. Can't believe this. Cannot. Well, you don't have to believe it. It's a real thing. It's reality. Okay. Okay. I might have to put another page for all these designs, bro, because I don't want to forget something. Yeah, I'm gonna write all these. I wrote them all down. Okay, how do we want the big back shirt to look? What shirt? How does this big back? Should it just say big back on the back? Or should it say big back activities? How do we want the big back shirt to look? It gotta say big back on the back. It might even say wide load. All right. Oh, this is just a whatchamacallit. I think it's cool that I had to put these up here just in case I don't see your message or nobody, in case you type something and does whatchamacallit. These are the words that are blocked off the channel. These are the words that are blocked on the channel. But what are we gonna do for this big back shirt? Big back. It could say wide load. My back is stretching. The front could say big back activities. The front could say wide load. There's a lot of pun intended and then pause on that. Coming through. Move, man. Get out the way. Ludacris song. Move, bitch. Get out the way. Big back activities. This is a serious matter here, people. What do we want the big back shirt to look like? I kind of like the move, bitch. Get out the way. You know, Rest Future? But I had to put Rest Future on the shirt. Ooh, bitch, get out of the way. And on the back, big back activities. Who else? Oh, from Austin Powers and Goldmember? Get in my belly. Kinda eats, not gonna lie. That could be on the front. On the front, you could be like, kinda eats, not gonna lie. Like you being humble, like you're a humble big back. Yeah, I be eating sometimes. Foodie, food critic. Kinda eats, not gonna lie. Right? And on the back, big back activities. Kinda eats, NGL. Kinda eats, not gonna lie. Back of the shirt, big back activities. Does it need to say activities? Big back. I think this shirt gonna be hilarious, bro. This shirt, I'm just picturing the shirt. Big back. Hey, bro. It's a whole lot of big back activities going on. That could be another thing. A whole lot of big back activities going on. You can say that. But the big back gotta be in a different font. It gotta say big back. It can say whole lot of big back activities going on. What's your shirt say? I'm eating. Are you talking to me? Let the shirt do the talking. These are conversation starters. I'm gonna just write, okay. My back is stretching. Big back ache. Whole lot of big back activities going on. I don't know. Do you want it to say that much? That's a big word for animal. That's saying a lot. I don't know if it need to say that much. Sometimes less is more. You can say a lot by saying a little. Sometimes no response is a response. Damn. That might have to go on the shirt. Another one. How many's another one? Kinda eats, not gonna lie. Big back. You gotta say big back, and activities have to be small. Big back, asterisk, activities. Yeah, I get active. Big back active. I'm in the gym. And they be working out. Yeah, like, they're like, it's the big back workout shirt. Okay. What else, bro? Okay, we're just trying to think of a big back. Doesn't he have any pictures or just words? The Godzilla. Is that Godzilla meme worth a shirt? Is that Godmilla? Is it Godmilla? Godmilla. Thriller and Manila. Respectfully. If you're ever wondering, this is what the shirt's looking like, y'all. This is what the shirt's looking like. You feel me? I think that's May. That's Jessie. That's Nurse Joy. That's Jessie. That's Jessie. That's Misty. And that's Jessie, and they're going Meowth. If you want to know what the shirts is looking like, suffering from success. What the heck does that mean? Chipping. Yeah, you got but so long to explain what that means. Because if that was just a random comment, like some people say things and it's just like, yeah, I just instantly, but I'm not with the randomness of the whatchamacallits, bro. Explain. Please explain. I don't know. I got an urge. Like sometimes my urge I'm trying to refrain from blocking you off my channel. So I would like for you to explain what you meant. Otherwise, if you were just making a random statement, you just wanted people to know that. Damn, my tolerance is, my patience has no job and my tolerance is unemployed. I just, fuck off my page. You ain't even say, you can't waste time with people who waste time. You wasting my goddamn time. But that's not what you're not gonna do. You know, I got a shirt for that. You're my favorite mistake. Don't waste time with people who waste time. Sorry. I just felt like you was wasting time. In fact, I even had to read that. Shit, what did I just say that I was going, whatchamacallit, bro? I was like, yeah, this one was... What did I just say that was like, yeah, that would be a good one? A whole lot of this going on. Why did you just say that? Shit. Now I gotta rewind the live back to figure out what I said. That was the one I gotta sit there and work on. Yeah, it's Friday, good people. It's Friday. You ain't got nothing to do? I need to write down the timestamp for this. I gotta go back to the 124, around that time. Figure out what I said. If it's good, it'll come back to me. Can't waste time with people who waste time, bro. And that be some. That's a hot commodity that you can't get back. You just can't get back, bro. I gotta figure out something to eat, man. We gotta figure out something to eat. You ever seen the one videos and it'd be like, Dr. Umar, he say stuff, like he repeats stuff, like he repeats stuff, like he repeats stuff, like he repeats stuff. He say it 3 times. Don't you find that suspicious? That's oddly suspicious. Don't you find that suspicious? Oh, that's not if you buck. Okay. I had to figure out what song that was real quick. Sometimes I got like, oh, I need to make a music video. Make another music video and do that and put that right there. And put that right there. All right. Now, so sometimes when it's like this, like right now, we got a whole lot of big back activities. We got the hungry as a dog, starting to touch my back. We got Mega Dragonite. We got Seek Pain. What am I supposed to do with this information? The price of knowledge. Experience is expensive. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? Water is wet. Like that's 9 right there. So right now it's like I don't even want to. I'm trying to put the pen down. Just we got a lot to work on, y'all. We got a lot to work on. I'm gonna have this stuff done. I think by tomorrow. I got some time. We can do this. Oh, did I write down Mega Man and Transformers? Yes, I wrote down Mega Man. Should we put Transformers on the shirt? Because it's a fashion art museum, and so sometimes it's like the classics. I did Cowboy Bebop, and I didn't even watch Cowboy Bebop yet. So you ain't going, yeah. Optimus Prime. Oh, you ever seen the video? I did put the video up here. Optimus Prime. What was it like when y'all saw Transformers, bro? When I saw Transformers, they clapped for everybody except Megatron. I was like, y'all not clapping for Megatron? Why y'all don't clap for the villains, bro? Which villain did you agree? That's it. Which villain did you agree with? Thanos. Snapping on these bitches like Thanos. Which villain did you agree with? So every time they introduce it, I am Optimus Prime. The crowd goes wild. I was in Philly, by the way, at the time. Then it was I am Megatron. The crowd goes mild. Bitch, what the fuck? Why y'all not? We ain't copying for the villains. Me and Jujubes is a Bumblebee. We all, yeah, I gotta make a fire Transformer design. Because you know, some parts of it be like, bro, you waited this long, you finally dropped the Transformer design, and you ain't gonna, you gotta turn that up. You gotta turn that all the way up. Yeah, turn that one up, for sure. You feel me? You saw them? Bumblebee, Optimus Prime. Unless there's some one that I don't know about. Oh, with the big bat, we also talked about Get in My Belly. I gotta put slashes through these. All these ideas. I gotta separate these things. Optimus Prime. Oh, fat. Get in my belly. Okay. Robots in disguise. Just as a philosophy type thing that also makes you think about, if you ever seen the show Altered Carbon, and then, you know, robots in disguise, like thinking about Transformers, and, you know, potentially like how late we are on the evolution scale, and how far advanced other ones are on the evolution scale, in a sense that there's an alien civilization that made an entire metal Earth. So, but they wanted that metal Earth to operate on its own, so that whole metal Earth was made out of robots. So this is how I'm saying, like, we're so far behind because we can barely get our robots to start doing certain stuff. So mind you, this alien civilization, whether you believe this is true or not, because there's nothing new under the sun. So just understand where we are with things and where other people have already gone, where no person has ever gone before, to infinity and beyond. So there's an alien civilization philosophy. Some people may, if you know, you know. Alien civilization created an entire planet that could run on its own, like, and it was, but the entire planet was just like robots in a sense. So the whole thing was supposed to be able to function on its own. Now, if you take that and you hear about robots in disguise, and like whether it's the alien or the robots or whatever, and Elon has this thing of saying that, you know, technically you're a cyborg, but the technology, your robot piece of you is your phone. And so whenever you have to recall a piece of information or search for something, you grab your phone. So your phone is an extension of you. And so that's why, like, that whole thing of just taking the phone and putting it inside of yourself, like, and it's like the, and so like now we're not talking about far-fetched ideas, because they are putting these chips, you know what I'm saying, in people and things. But so taking that computer chip and that phone, taking the phone and putting it inside of you, so now that you are now, instead of the phone is now inside of you, and now like you're really a cyborg, robots in disguise. So going from there, and the reproduction of any and all things, and then, you know what I'm saying, the coding of it, so like, you know what, it's a chip inside of a, you know what I'm saying, a boom, and like they can do these type of special powers. And yeah, like you gotta be really advanced to have, you know, stuff like that. But stuff like that just can't possibly ever exist. We're so close, yet so far away from the truth. You can't handle it, that's for sure. Laugh a little, laugh a lot. Put it in a crock pot, drop top. So here we got this favorite mistake. Now, you actually, I saw, whatchamacallit, this was actually the subtitle on the whatchamacallit. I just didn't like the font for it. And so I think it has a cool picture on the back. I'm not sure what show that's from, what anime it's from, whatever. But that's on the back of that shirt. Nothing in life is free, and it's up there to water. I forget what I put on the back of that one. Oh, okay. There were two, whatchamacallit. So like the front of this shirt, this is actually the back. So this talks about GameStop being a bank. But I forget what I put on the front of the shirt. But this was like when I was at the back end of designing, and I was like, yeah, it's not that important, but I'm just gonna make sure I get it done. I forget what was on the front of that one. Money is what an employer gives you to give up on your dreams. Suffering from success. I learned that from y'all in the comments. They kept commenting that, and I was like, I like that. I like this and like that and like this, and what's those? Just another page out the rhyme book. Just another page out the rhyme book. Ton of merch. Like when I say a ton, like a ton. I got my music videos up there. The YouTube is also linked to the website. Feel free to check out the website. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a fashion art museum, and so part of dialogue and the discussion. So we're talking about it. We have this discourse and philosophy discourse and fashion discourse and art discourse, and we're talking about a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? No niche, and I will not be confined. But if y'all want, there's more that y'all want to see, or you just don't even want to talk about, we can talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So like, so a lot of my shirts, I'll put it as a title. I might title it something, but I'm gonna be putting it in the description box. So I'm actually gonna try to, that'll be like a little small step for me trying to like put some more stuff in the description box of each one. You know what I'm saying? So that you can like, oh yeah, like it makes you think about something.